Hi everybody. I wanted to share an experience that happened to me almost 20 years ago. I went to a conference and I listened to a speaker. His name was Oliver DeMille, and he was the keynote speaker at this conference. And he asked a question that I found really interesting. He asked the question, "Where do you want to be in 5 years?" And I thought, I know the answer to this one. I know I want to be an artist. I want to be an artist, and in 5 years I'd love to be an artist, be working on my art, developing my art. And then he asked a question that was a little bit harder. He said, "What are you doing to get there? What are you doing to reach your vision or your goal of where you want to be in 5 years?" That was a little bit harder because at the time I had 4 little kids and I was a stay-at-home mom, and it was very important to me to be at home with them. That was what I wanted to do. But at the time I wasn't doing a lot of work on my art. I wasn't doing any. I was doing a lot of laundry, and I was doing a lot of playing in the backyard and handing out popsicles and all kinds of stuff like that, but no art. And then he said, if you aren't doing anything to get yourself to your goal or your vision, you are going to be right where you are today in 5 years. You won't have progressed at all. And I thought, that's true. I won't be anywhere in 5 years. I'm going to be right here. My kids will be 5 years older. But I won't have progressed at all toward my goals of being an artist and working on my art. So I thought about this over the weekend of that conference, and I came home and I decided, I need a goal. I need a way to improve. And I thought, how am I going to do with this with these little kids? I don't have any time and I don't have resources. And I decided that I would make it the goal simple, and I would get a sketchbook and I would draw every day, and I would work on some kind of art every day. And I did it. Sometimes they were small doodles. And sometimes I got really into the right side of my brain and forgot about the time and spent a couple hours and did a really nice drawing, something that's good quality. And so what I did that was really good was that I was consistent. I did it every day. And that was the best thing that I did. But within a year, I was teaching a couple of classes out of my house for kids. I did have an art background, and so I was doing it myself, and my kids were interested, and I taught a couple of classes out of my house for kids. And probably within another year, I had a whole day of classes where I would have one class after the other throughout the entire day. And I taught classes all day long. And then shortly after that, I started teaching for charter schools. And I started teaching for them as a vendor, but also in their learning centers. And since then, I have been teaching kids and adults and a lot of teenagers art all this time, and I've been able to develop my style. I've been able to learn different mediums. I took classes one at a time, just here and there, to try to improve my my skills and develop myself. And so after 20 years, I'm on my last kid. I have one kid left at home, and she's getting ready to launch. And I've done pretty good with my kids, but I've also been able to progress in my art. My skill level's gone up. My ability to work within different kinds of art has gone up. And I've been working on real large projects for the last 4 years, and I've also been selling my art for the last 4 years. So baby steps, but I definitely have been working on my vision. And I never would have gotten anywhere had I not made any goals. And they weren't huge goals. I just had to be consistent. So I wanted to share that with you today, and since it's almost New Year's Day and all of our New Year's resolutions, to remind you of that great question, where do you want to be in 5 years? And what are you doing to get there? Have an awesome day.